Good morning, botanists. We are so excited. This is our second week of our exploration of Ohio plants, and we think things are going great. I went to Lowe's yesterday, day before, shopping for garden stuff. I did a lot of gardening, and look what they have at Lowe's. This is a cycad. You might recall from the Plant Kingdom lecture that most of those major groups of plants, liverworts, hornworts, mosses, lycophytes, ferns, angiosperms, were phyla, and they all ended in phyta, P-H-Y-T-A. And one of the things that's a little bit of a stretching it was where it said gymnosperms, because gymnosperms, the plants with naked seeds, it turns out, include a group of plants with naked seeds, the most numerous of which in Ohio and elsewhere in the world is conifers, coniferophyta. So all of our native gymnosperms, pines and spruces and hemlock and juniper and yew, is whenever I think of yew, I think I love yew, and I think that should be like a Valentine's Day plant. It's the name of a shrub. It's poisonous, by the way. Don't eat it. And another phylum of gymnosperms is cycads. Cycads are tropical plants that kind of look like a cross between a pineapple and a palm tree. So they're basically shrubs. They're dioecious. They have separate sexes, and they're apparently houseplants. The way that this is advertised is it's plants of steel, durable, low maintenance plant, which I hope it is, because I'm not really much on maintaining plants. So this is another demo of a gymnosperm. The other gymnosperms, by the way, are peculiar desert shrubs called netophytes, and there might be some others too. We're very excited. The course is off to a great start. Upcoming this week is flowers and fruits. We're looking at flowers in a lot of detail, looking at the way in which they vary from plant family to plant family, the numbers of parts, the way they're fused, the way they're arranged. And we're also going to learn about fruits. You can learn that not all fruits are juicy. Some of them are dry and crunchy. And that's what we have to look forward to. We're so excited about some of the creativity and energy that you've put into your work so far. Looking forward to some other aspects of our course, namely botanical surveys and exploration of your natural areas to find some of the stuff we're learning about. So if someone wants to describe the botanical surveys upcoming, somebody?
Yeah, I can do that.
Would you please tell?
Right. So in the announcement that went out on Friday, and then also you'll see in your module on the Plant Kingdom, we are starting to mention the Botanical Survey. And so this is an assignment where you're going to create a post for your website a page, not a post, right? Because those are different in WordPress.
Yes.
So you'll have a page, and then you'll also have a written report that's kind of like a more professional botanical survey report. And that's going to pertain to a site that you're going to select and go botanize. And so hopefully you'll visit it a few times, because just over this month of the course, you'll see a lot of different things coming into flower. So it would be cool to go back to the same place a few times and just see how things change. And we want this to be a natural site as well, so not things that are planted horticulturally. And that's kind of for a couple reasons. Well, I mean, first of all, this is Ohio plants, so we want it to be mostly things that are naturally occurring in Ohio that you're picking up on. But then in addition, a lot of the horticultural stuff that you see planted are cultivars and stuff that's going to be really difficult to identify and not going to pop up in your ID guides. So just maybe check out some areas local to you that are nice public access, natural areas, state parks, state forests, metro parks, places like that. And we want you to list 2 or 3 sites that are like that on Carmen, and turn that in for tomorrow, just to see what you're kind of thinking, and maybe we'll give you some feedback on, oh yeah, we've been to that site, that's a really cool place, go check that out. But mostly just any place that's going to have a wide diversity of natural plants. You need 40 total, at least, plants listed for this assignment. So in order to get that type of diversity, you probably want maybe a couple of different ecosystem types as well. So a place that maybe has a meadow and also a forest or a wetland, a few different places that are going to have a lot of different types of plants growing in them. And did I leave anything out about that, the Botanical Survey?
No, maybe just also maybe that they can go to other sites too for exploring the things that we discover about the flower type and trees and shrubs and weeds and stuff. But we can explore other places.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, so as much as you can get outside for this class, that's only going to help you. And in addition to the page for your botanical survey, there will be more different pages that you're going to be posting as well, where you're going to need lists of other plants. So yeah, definitely encourage to go to as many places as possible. While he's gone, I guess I could talk about my weekend. I went kayaking at Hallam Creek State Park and I got really sunburnt. So I look like a candy cane. I've got very white thighs, and then there's like a stark red line where the sunburn starts. So it's real fun. It's lucky that you all don't have to see me in person because I look ridiculous.
Don't look ridiculous. I too went plant exploring right near where Kelly kayaked, looking at some plants with some variation in flower structure that I made a video of that you'll have a chance to see down the screen from this one. Well said. That's very helpful. I'm looking forward to those botanical surveys. We all are. And more lab resources. We have to piece together some more stuff for our labs and have some suggestions. Ben, you had some suggestions about that?
Yes, I have some suggestions. So as Dr. Clip said, we'll be moving into flowers and fruits here soon. And as part of that, an additional resource that will be extremely useful for you will be a Kindle copy, actually, of this book here. I have a hard copy here, but it's called The Fruit Key and Twig Key by Harlow. This is a nifty little guide to help with certain aspects of identification, especially useful at this time of year when, as far as the twigs are concerned, and maybe we don't have as much foliage as we would like, or some of the fruit isn't in all the way in yet. Also to help with your, especially with flowers, but also with fruits, sometimes these things can get really small. And so, and we want you to maybe take things apart. So when you're, say, dissecting flowers, something that might be useful is like a little pair of tweezers. You can just use a pair that you find in the house, but it'll good maybe to keep that handy so that you can maybe dissect some flowers and get a better look at some of the stuff that we'll be asking you to do here in the following week.
Perfect. And the Kindle aspect of the book was for simplicity and cost. I have the Kindle version, and it's not the most elegant presentation for Kindle books. And so, if people are interested in having a hard copy, they're not a lot more expensive. You can get one quick enough. It's a really cool book. So ideally, like in the real world, we have a bunch of copies of these books and we use them in the lab. Under these circumstances, we're grateful for Kindle, but if you can get a real actual paper one, that would be better. But we're gonna need it by the weekend. So do get that. It's great. And Ben, we haven't had time to look in detail at the websites. Ones I looked at, man, they're so cool. Any suggestions for making them even cooler, or little tweaks that you think we might suggest?
Well, yeah, I agree. I've been looking through some of these websites, and a lot of you have done a really great job on your first tree post, so congrats on that. And I would just like to remind people that, you can be a little creative with some of the media that you're uploading in terms of maybe changing the size of things, maybe having a different array. Of course, we're not necessarily going to be like, you can be more simplistic if you'd like, but you feel free to get creative in terms of the presentation of some of these photos, especially, but also make sure the photos are large enough that, you know, we can actually see what's going on in there. Those would be my, I guess, 2 main recommendations.
Super. Those would be mine too. And as usual, we're making pages, not posts. When you make a page, clone an existing page, your home page, because if you don't do that, the settings automatically put like weird little sidebars where comments and stuff that we're not using for this. And it makes it look sort of elegant and simple if it's 1 column, no sidebars.
Right.
Super. Well, I'm excited about the week coming up. I'm sure all of you are. Happy botanizing. Thanks very much. And if you have any questions, speaking of questions, Ben suggested earlier when we were talking that if you have questions that we send to us, send them to all of us. We're all tuned in at different times.
Yep.
Okay. Thanks for great work, and enjoy your botanizing. Peace out. Botany out. Flowers out.
Flowers out.